Welcome listeners, and today I have a treat for you. Today, I have two great stories submitted directly to me by listeners. Our first short story is titled Paintings Are Forever by WeeWooWeeWoo, and our second story is My Haunting Experience by Sohaib Malik. Now this is both listeners' first time writing a story, which is brilliant. And I think they both hit it out of the ballpark, mates. Seriously, am I blessed or what to have such awesome listeners who can write so well? So a big thank you again to WeeWooWeeWoo and Sohaib Malik. Now, welcome our next two stories with open ears. First up is Paintings Are Forever. I observe. I had gotten home from the museum. So beautiful. The paintings are truly magnificent. I aspire to create such a piece myself. I open the door. I weep. I enter and go to my office. I look over my previous attempts to paint. I see my lover's body laying cold and still. I pace. I move around swiftly all over my house. I see the picture I got us last year. I work. I take my canvas, I take my paintbrush, and I pour my paint. Sweeping my brush, dipped in a red so beautiful. I see the vase I brought her last month. I decorate. I add details upon details, making it beautiful, making it marvelous, making it magnificent. One can only put so much detail with red though. It is like the rose I bought her last week. I critique. I look at my canvas, so beautiful, dazzling bright, with a dash of sorrow. I observe some details to which I must correct. I compare it to the photo I took of her 6 days ago. I start over. To fix those mistakes does not come at a simple cost. I take another canvas, I start anew, and I sweep my brush. All the while looking at the paint I dropped on the floor, just like I did 5 days ago. I observe. I gaze upon my finished work. I love it. It's so beautiful, so inspiring. I wait for it all to dry, just like how I waited for the painting I did 4 days ago. I seek. I seek a place where I shall put this masterpiece. One where people shall see each time they come here. One to remind me of my tragedy. It is sad, like my lover 3 days ago. I place. I place the painting in the hallway, a place where everyone goes, but not a place where everyone lingers. It shall not spark too much controversy and thinking, unlike my lover 2 days ago. I reflect. I look at my painting a final time. The red, so beautiful, resembling pain and sorrow. Such a tragedy this was, just like my lover's death yesterday. But where else should I get my beautiful red paint? I breathe. With my painting done, and my lover gone, I start singing, just like how she had sung. Soon my life will be done, and I shall be hung. Now that was a great story, WeeWooWeeWoo. Brilliant! I wonder what your inspiration was, mate. And this unique story structure drew me in. Very well done, buddy. Looking forward to more if you have them in you. Our next story is My Haunting Experiences by Sohaib Malik. Let's jump in. My name is Sohaib Malik. I'm around 18 years old. This event occurred around 2006 to 2008. The story takes place in Lahore, Pakistan, where at the time I was living with my grandparents, and they owned a huge ancient house called a Haveli. Consider it a mansion of sorts. My paranormal experience all started after my grandmother's death. You see, after she passed, I began sleepwalking. I don't remember sleepwalking at all, not once. But my mother said she saw me running around in the backyard at 3 a.m. in the morning. Now, I think I'd remember something like that, and definitely at that time. But I was young, so it's possible. My grandfather claimed he saw me climbing up to the roof and just sitting there, staring at the sky the entire night. My mother, suspicious of what is next to come, and to ensure that I didn't travel anywhere else, tied my hand to the bed with a thick cloth, and lo and behold, that cloth was found ripped the next morning. An impossibility for a 7-year-old. I just didn't have that kind of strength then. A family friend suggested that I might be possessed, and possibly by a jinn. So my grandfather suggested to meet a woman who deals with such things. They took me to her for several days, and she gave me head massages, or at least that's what they appeared to be, while saying something unknown to me. It was only after that point that I got better, and my adventures outside stopped occurring. This was an experience I'd never, ever forget. My second paranormal event took place a few years later, around 2010, when I was about to move back to Ireland. My grandfather's house had some strange activity going on at this time, something very, very strange indeed. Now, these strange occurrences, although not witnessed by myself, were witnessed by my cousins and uncles instead. The activity originated from the dining room, and in particular, the chandelier. Whilst they were conversing, out of nowhere, the chandelier shifts and plummets straight down on them. They were stunned and obviously shocked, but thankfully, no one was harmed. That same day, they were cleaning up the mess and a few plates came flying out of the kitchen at them. Another extremely weird event. No one else was in the kitchen, let alone throwing plates at them. This isn't an isolated event either, and there had been around 7 that claimed they saw the same thing. Since then, they've shut down that place, and we don't live there anymore. But I have long-lasting memories for sure. Now, the latest incident took place again here in Ireland, and it started a while ago. I had put my box ramen on top of my detached closet. I made sure to put it at the very back where it touched the wall. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the night, I get woken up by the sound of something hitting my room door. I get up and turn on my lights and see my box of ramen near the door. This is not possible. Someone or something would have had to have moved it intentionally and physically carried it to the door. I can't figure out how that could have happened. I've experienced other small incidents like these, but for now, I can only remember these. And thank you so much, Sohaib Malik, for your fantastic accounts. And also, thank you, WeeWooWeeWoo, for your awesome story as well. Well, listeners, I have to say, not only am I blessed with listeners like yourself, but also very talented and imaginative writers. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoyed putting it together. And if any of you are teetering on the edge of writing a story, go for it. Every story on today's episode are first-time writers. I kid you not. How fantastic, right? So not only is it a lot of fun, but you can send it in straight to me and I'll work with you or help guide you wherever I can. Feel free to send me your story or personal account or any kind of story from your life to this email address, storiesfablesghostlytales@gmail.com. And thank you all for listening. And on that note, it's that time. This is the place where stories live, and you telltellers come to listen. Enjoy your day or night, and join me every weekday for our creepy tradition. And as always, till next time.